Episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Deathwish, Hotrods and Kustoms. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. How you going, Alex? Mate, it's been
really good.
What's going on? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Yep.
Something going on with the ears. That's all right. We'll just roll with it anyway.
Yeah, roll with it. See how it goes.
How you been? All right?
I'm doing pretty fucking good, to be honest. It's been like a really crazy. God, when did I get announced? Like, I think 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been a whirlwind. Like, new band, new song, playing sold out shows, gone to America. It's sort of like you can't make this shit up. Like, it's a bit of a dream. And I'm just trying to enjoy one day at a time because it's very overwhelming.
I could imagine, because it seems like it was just bam, 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 bam. Just, it was all nothing but good news, just all in one hit.
Yeah. I've been in the band for about 4 months. Like, I was asked to join, and then it was like head down. There was a lot to be done because all of this shit was already in motion. Like, there was already the intention of like probably an Oz tour. The Bad Omens tour was already locked in for the band. So it was like, I had a freaky timeline that I needed to turn a miracle around, like learn keytar, learn the songs, record a single, do a film clip. Like, it was just, I've had my head down so focused that I think only in the past like 2 weeks I've been able to just enjoy and be like, fuck, this actually happened. Like, it actually worked. And now I'm just pinching myself. So it's really good.
And the reaction's been amazing. Like, I've been seeing all the comments. So many people are behind you, which is just so awesome to see. Everyone's cheering for you, you know?
No, I actually can't believe it because there's such a strong, amazing history of female keyboardist vocalists in Make Them Suffer. And they have so much support. And like, you can see that in the fan base, like all the commentary and everything, especially when a shadow was announced that someone was coming on and no one knew who it was yet. And you could see the support for all the previous members. Like, we hope it's this, we hope it's that. And I think that's wonderful. So for me, I was like, all right, I'm bracing myself for potentially people to say, I'm disappointed. I don't know if I like it, but everyone's just so positive and they love the song, they love the sound, they're open-minded to accept me and then see where the music goes. So yeah, you can't ask for more than that. It's actually pretty amazing.
Do you think that's because you've already established let me start that one again. Established yourself within the heavy music scene in Australia? Like, we all know you, we all love your work, so it just seems like it's like, oh yeah, it's an obvious choice. It's like,
yeah, I mean, it could go both ways because, well, first of all, I never really considered that I would be like that really well known or established, but I guess there are people who do know me previously, which is lovely. But sometimes when you have someone come in who like maybe has been a front man or maybe has a very established persona or something like that, and then you try and put that with an epic band who are super established, you think like maybe it could clash, maybe people wouldn't like it, but somehow this just worked out so well. Like, everything worked out. And yeah, it's just awesome. Like, the vibe between myself and the guys, like the way recording turned out. I think Sean and my voice, actually, like our vocals work really well together as well, which is very surprising. Like, but it does. I don't know. It was obviously meant to be.
How did it come about? Because you guys live close by, right?
Yeah, it's a freaking cool story, and there's so much more to it than I can even put into words. But like, so half of the band are in Perth, and Nick McClernand, the guitarist, he's in Melbourne, and he is like 2 streets away from me. And basically, Melbourne had a brutal lockdown, and we were not allowed to travel. Like, for the rest of Australia that maybe didn't have this, we weren't allowed to travel past our 5-kilometer freaking bubble, right?
Yeah.
The only thing we were allowed to do is go outside and meet one person, and we were only allowed to exercise. And I just remember like seeing Nick online. I was like, he lives alone, I live alone, we both love music. I'm just going to reach out to this guy and say, do you want to go for a run? Like, it was so random. And I remember I was a bit nervous too, because I actually love Make Them Suffer. I'm a bit of a fan. So I was like, is it going to be weird? But like, fuck it. You know, we've got to connect. Like, it's very lonely being alone. So we ended up meeting up and going for a run. And we just had this awesome run. We were talking about music, and he was telling me awesome stories about tour shenanigans. And I was just thinking to myself, oh, I would love to be a part of that. That's awesome. But this is a really enjoyable experience. And we sort of hit it off. We had a really good energy, like a very motivated, let's like achieve shit energy. I don't know, we just clicked really well. So we went for a couple of runs throughout lockdown, and then lockdown ended, and we stayed friends. We sort of just partied together a little bit, like our at events and things like that. But we sort of went our separate ways, had our separate lives. And maybe 6 months ago, we bumped into each other again at a few random events, like a birthday. And we ended up having like epic D&Ms about how we were both in the same emotional state with our music careers, being like, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's ending, and I feel like the world is ending. Like, I don't want to lose this dream. We've come so far. And we just had these really epic conversations being like, I hope it works out for you. I hope it works out for you. But neither of us clicked at the time. And then I bumped into him again in the middle of the road on a day off from work, super random. Like, the universe was just like, hey, let's put you guys together and bump into each other. And I bumped into him, and he was like, I don't know what's happening. And I was like, same, I think my band's done. Oh. And I said to him, I go, who knows, maybe one day we'll be side by side on stage. And I hope it works out for you, mate. All the best. And then we parted ways. And something like clicked in his head where he was like, oh shit, maybe Alex can be in that cover. And like, I had never thought it, because I'm more of a vocalist. Like, I played piano when I was young. I played lots of instruments, but not for like 10 years. So I never thought they would take me on. And like that night, I get a message from him being like, we need to talk.
Oh,
and I knew straight away. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's going to ask me to join. I could feel it. And it was like the next day we met up, and he was like, right, what do you think? And I was like, it's a yes, but give me 24 hours again. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take 24 hours. We're going to go away. We're just going to let it sink in. And in that time, he like asked all the band members. I had already decided it was 100% yes. Like, you cannot turn down this opportunity. Came back together, and it was like, let's go. And from that moment, it was like, I'm buying this, I'm buying that, I'm learning this. You're recording this date, you're flying here. And that's it. It was honestly like fate. It was just really crazy.
I'm getting like bumps, mate. I loves those stories. It's like the universe just knows at the right time.
But there's all this other trippy shit that happened. Like, these two other examples that happened.
Yeah.
So years ago, and I have screenshot proof, Make Them Suffer accidentally followed me on Instagram when they only followed the band members. And someone had obviously been in Make Them Suffer account and not their personal account, accidentally followed me. I woke up the next day, saw it, and I took a screenshot and I sent it to Sean, and I was like, I'm flattered. But obviously this was a mistake. And he was like, oh yeah, thanks for letting us know, Alex, all the best. I still got that screenshot. And another thing happened where I got like my tax return back, and I was like, how am I going to afford? Because I bought all this shit myself. I own that keytar is mine, baby. Like, I invested in this. I wanted to make this work. And I was like, how am I going to afford this keytar? And I got my tax back. And I shit you not, I have the screenshot. On the receipt from my tax return, I've got MTS in the tax return transaction. I like, what the fuck, in my bank account? And I use that money to pay for that keytar.
That's insane.
I was like, we are in the Matrix, like 100%.
Yeah. No, man. Mate, the universe is looking after you. Hey, it's all 100%. It's magic.
It's just freaky.
I love it. So, I mean, the single Doomswitch is just fucking incredible. Like, that dropped, and we were all sending it to each other. I mean, the boys were like, you see this? It's so brutal. But man, like, the response has just been awesome to that as well. Like, it's everywhere. It's blown up completely. Like, are you keeping tabs on? You got to be keeping tabs on that for sure.
I'm definitely keeping tabs on it. Again, couldn't have anticipated it. For so many factors, I just didn't think it would blow up. But the more I watch it, the more I kind of get it, because it's so high energy. And there's certain riffs, like the first riff, like, it's so down tuned and so heavy. And then it kicks, like, then there's the lo-fi little bridge, a little bit. And then it kicks into that big punch in the face riff. And like, I get it now. And I love watching reaction videos. I can't stop watching them. And then I get to relive everyone's experience and certain things like that happen in the song and then the way people react to it. And it's a fucking good song.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree. Like I think it's just high energy, fast paced, exciting, all this shit happening. And yeah, I'm just very happy that obviously it has blown up. And like every morning I'll wake up and be like, what's YouTube? So I think it's like almost 300,000 plays in a week. And I've got a little bucket list of things I'd love to achieve as a musician. And one of them would be to have like just to be in a song that's got over 1 million views on YouTube. Like just a little thing, like it's just silly, but I would love that. And this could be the one. Like maybe in a couple of months, like if it got there, that would be me down. Like I'm done. I don't need more than that. I'm happy.
But I reckon it's possible. I mean, I even saw Jaymes Jackson like retweeted it. Like that's like insane. That dude knows what's up, you know.
I know. He followed me on Instagram. I followed him and I tagged him and he followed me back. And I'm like, you're a fucking legend, dude. Hey, Reade is sick and you're a fucking legend. So there you go.
Has there been anyone else, like any your other heroes or peers that that you've seen sort of go, you know?
Yeah, not yet.
No.
Yeah, but maybe one day. I've got to earn my stripes though. Like I want to feel like I deserve it. Obviously, I've come into a heavily established band. Like I want to put in the work, like really learn how to be an instrumentalist and perform really well. And then if I get any of that recognition or I get to meet those people, then I would feel better about it that way.
Because it really is a different role. I mean, you're one of the best front people in the country. And you always have been. Like you can command a crowd, and now you've got to do that and play at the same time. And like it's like patting the head and the tummy at the same time. Like it's hard to do. Like how? I mean, you played shows with it already. How you sort of get into that role?
It's a totally different role. And it's funny because when I was learning the songs, I started with the piano first because I was like, vocals will take care of themselves. I'll be fine. So I'm learning the piano, I'm learning some of the songs, and it's funny because some of the piano parts like go down the scale and the vocals go up, the vocal melody goes up. And I remember when I first tried to put 2 and 2 together, it felt like my brain was like splitting in half. I was like, oh, that's hard. That's really hard. But I think I'm getting there. Practice helps, funnily enough. And I got to the point where I was like, all right, I think I can do this. But yeah, going onto the stage, it's totally different to being the front man because it's so different. You've got to find peace and calm in taking a step back and engaging with the audience in moments of still like not stillness because it's fucking chaos, but like I'm still for a moment and I've got to find my power in having moments of doing nothing and connecting with the other members, connecting with the crowd, then going back to the various things that I'm doing. And it's so different just being the front man. Yeah, you're just constantly on the go. You can talk, you can point at people. So it's totally different vibe, but I actually really enjoy it because it's just pushing me to be better in every way and skills that I didn't think I could learn this late in life. Like basically starting from scratch in so many ways, but it's working. And then I get to turn around on stage and look at fucking Make Them Suffer. And they're such good performers. They literally are a step up. So I'm like, all right, there's a lot of work to be done here, but I'm just throwing my energy. I'm just trying to enjoy every moment of it. And I think the shows are going really well. So I'm just
if you didn't get a ticket, like pretty much it's all sold out.
I know.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's sold out. Like maybe we got through half, like we might have just played Brisbane or it's just before Brisbane, but I'm pretty sure on that night or at least the morning after, totally sold out. And I think Adelaide is notoriously hard to sell out, and that sold out more than a week in advance, which is sick.
It is crazy. Now, Adelaide, and it's only just going to get bigger because the next time around, like it's just insane. Yeah. But I did want to ask you about something about the video. You work with Colin Jeffs, who's like a legend
Beast.
up this way. Like such a cool dude.
Yeah,
It was shot in Brisbane, right?
it was.
That way.
Yeah.
Now that way. So
I'm actually from Brisbane.
are you?
Yeah, I grew up in Brisbane. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's why I'm a legend. Because Brisbane people are awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought you were always from down. You learn something new every day, huh?
Brizzy girl.
Here you go. But it was, what was it, the paint factory or something?
Yeah, it was in the paint factory. I think it was in Yeronga.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
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 It's so incredible, that video. Like it sort of set the bar very, very high.
Colin made us work for it. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Colin made us work for it. And he would send Nick these voice memos. And I remember I was nervous, right? Because film clips are hard. Performance clips are freaking hard. They're physically exhausting. You've got to go so hard to get the energy. And Colin was sending Nick these voice messages leading up to it going, dude, get ready. I'm going to make you go through so many fucking plays. And I was like, don't tell us. Don't tell us. Just let us walk in blissfully ignorant, Colin. So we all walked in, I walked in shitting myself knowing it was going to hurt, and it did, but it worked. He just pushed for every possible way, especially in a performance clip, to capture without any narrative, to get the differentiation in scenes, to keep the audience captivated for the whole 5 minutes. It's not a short song either. And yeah, he just pushed it, and then the result was fucking amazing.
Making a video is a lot harder than just getting up there and playing a show. I've got to do it this Tuesday.
Oh, dude.
I feel like I'm just not prepared because I know you forget and then afterwards you're like, I just feel like I've done 20 shows in one.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand.
And you get a concussion after from headbanging.
Yeah.
It's 6 hours of straight performing as well.
Yep.
And then you're seeing stars, you're transcending consciousness afterwards. You're like, oh my God, I've ascended. That's how hard it is. If anyone's never done a performance clip before. Yeah.
People just go, oh, it's like making a TikTok. No, it's not. You have no idea. No idea.
You've got to move double what you would do on stage. Yeah.
It takes days.
Oh, good luck. Yeah.
But I did want to ask about the keytar, but in the video, there's a MIDI pad.
Yeah, my launch pad, my Ableton.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it's cool. And that's something I had wanted to expand into previously before Make Them Suffer even came along, because I love electronic music, but I've always been it's such a big wide world. I don't even know where to start. And when Nick floated the idea, he was like, what do you think about keytar and samples? And I was like, yes. There was a moment of hesitation with the keytar, but then I was like, nah, you got me. And it's basically just a sample pad, links up to Ableton Live. You can run it through a few different things, and you can just fucking do anything. I can put the whole song, every piano part, press a button, stand back, and just go sick. But I can also import those tones into the keytar.
Really?
And so I can import thousands of samples through a library, a cloud library, import that into the FX channel on the keytar and play that. So I'm my mind is blown. I don't know where to start with. I can play sample anywhere I want, do anything I want. There's so much to explore with it. It's going to take me, I reckon, a good year until I'm decided how I want to do it all and really pushed the limits on some of these things. So yeah, it's really good.
That's so exciting, especially having a keytar as well. You can walk up to the front of the stage and
yes,
do that too.
Yeah, wireless pack for it. I'm going to hold it like a guitarist. I have been challenged to do a keytar spin.
Oh yeah, is it wireless?
I don't have a wireless pack yet.
Okay,
so I can't do a spin yet without making a mess, but we'll get there. And I'll have to do a bit of practice so I don't take out Jaya, because we're both stage right. I don't want to take him out. So we'll see how we go.
Oh, mate.
It's going to happen.
It'll be the first thing ever. I think that's a Guinness World Records thing right there. You'll be setting. I don't think anyone's done that with a keytar.
That's actually sick. And if that's the case, I'm going to find that out. And I'm going to put myself in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Do it for a keytar spin.
But I'll probably have to do the most amount of keytar spins on stage at a metal show. Some really ridiculous thing. It won't just be a spin. It'll be over the at this altitude, this many spins at this angle. We'll find
it'll be just so no one can ever follow.
No, exactly. Yeah. at this time of the moon on this day. Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
it. But man, heaps of stuff coming up for you. Of course, you got this North American tour as well. Man, that's going to be heaps of cool. Who's that with?
So it's a Bad Omens album tour for, I think it's the Concrete Jungle, it's called. I might have got that one wrong, but so it's their headline American tour, North American tour in Canada. 7 weeks of shows. It was originally 6, but it sold out so fast. They upgraded every venue and they've added shows at the start and the end. So that adds a week onto the shows, which is unreal. Then Dayseeker, who are blowing up in America, they're an amazing band there. Main Support, then Make Them Suffer, and 1,000 Below, who are also unreal. So it's pretty stacked. Evidently, it's sold out. And I think someone said the other day, it's 44,000 tickets were sold across the shows. Like, that's psycho.
It's insane. It's awesome.
It is, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so excited for you. Hey. And what about new tunes? You guys working on some new bangers?
I mean, I can't really say, but yes. I mean, of course it's coming.
Oh, it's your mate.
Of course it's coming. That's obvious, but I just can't be like, there's an album yet. I can't give anything away, but
No, I know. It's
definitely coming and it won't be long.
How long?
Can't say. I'm not allowed.
No, I know.
It's not on probation. I'm not allowed to say yet.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to hear what you guys do next. It's super exciting, and as someone that I've followed you for a while, and because I've had you on the show back for around the city, and just I'm so excited for what you've got coming up, mate. It's so cool.
Thank you. I'm really happy. It's nice to still be here and that this can be the start of something long term, hopefully. So I'm very, very happy.
It's just the beginning, mate.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. Well, thanks for hanging out on the show. I really appreciate you joining me again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was awesome. Love it.
No worries. I'll have all the links down here too. And hey, tell the boys I said good luck too.
Thank you. Awesome. I will. Thank you so much, Nev.